can improve the effectiveness of digital media. So to talk about that, we will first discuss how many different types of analytics are possible. So we have descriptive analytics, we have predictive analytics, we have causal analytics, and we have prescriptive analytics. Now, the descriptive analytics is, as the name suggests, it describes something. What happened in the past, and is there some information there that could be used? Predictive analytics is about what's going to happen, right? So what is going to happen next? And if you can figure out what's going to happen next, then perhaps you can take some actions to try to benefit from what's going to happen next. Causal analytics is about how certain inputs affect outcomes of interest, right? So an example might be that if I show a certain kind of an ad to my customer, will the customer is going to like that ad and going to click on it or not? Prescriptive analytics is about optimization. It is about how we should maximize the bang for buck. Now let's go a little bit deeper into each kind of analytics and how it applies to changing the effectiveness of digital media. So take the example of descriptive analytics first. And there are many tools that help us do descriptive analytics fairly well. Google Analytics is a tool to actually do this, which we are going to also talk about more in the later part of this course. Okay. Now, how can this tool help us analyze historical data to inform our managerial actions, especially in the context of the usage of digital media? Okay, so that's the question we have. Now, think of this. If the advertising campaigns that we are running are actually efficient and they are doing their job, then these advertising campaigns should be bringing in the right kinds of customers to the website. And when I say the right kinds of customers, these will be the customers who are likely to be more engaged with the website. They are likely to spend more time navigating the website and finding out what the company has to offer. So take a quick look at this report that tool like Google Analytics gives us. So this is a new versus returning customer report. And let's focus on this box that is outlined in the yellow color. And you see that this report has got these two rows called the new visitor row and the returning visitor row. Now, for the new visitors, you see that there's a bounce rate of 80%, whereas for returning visitors, the bounce rate is 66%. Now, who are returning visitors? These are those customers who have previously visited the website, so they are aware about this particular website or brand, and they are returning to visit this website. Okay. Whereas on the other hand, we have new visitors who have never visited this website before and are coming in for the first time. So many of these people may be coming in through the advertising campaigns that you might be running. And if these advertising campaigns are successful, then maybe the bounce rate of these new visitors should not be very high. It should not be very different from the bounce rate of returning visitors. Now, what is bounce rate? Bounce rate is the fraction of those customers who come onto the website, who land onto the website and leave immediately without navigating to any other page. So in that sense, these are the fraction of customers who visit only the one page on the website to which they came in and never go anywhere else. Now, if this percentage is very high, you might worry that these people who came in through some kind of an ad campaign perhaps did not get anything of interest on the website and therefore they left. One reason why these people may have left the website is because the advertising campaign did not target the right kind of customers. And if that is the reason, some kind of an adjustment in the campaigns might be required, right? So now this discussion shows to you that how looking at historical data like this can help us inform whether our media strategy is doing well or it is not doing well. If it is not doing well, then perhaps we can do something about it, right? But the initial part is to keep tabs on how we are going, how we are actually doing, and the descriptive analytics helps us do that. Moving on, let's talk about predictive analytics. So what is predictive analytics? It actually helps figure out some kind of an information about customers. Okay, so the example that I'm going to first talk about here is, let's think of this customer who banks with some bank and has many uses many financial products like a checking account, perhaps a saving account, perhaps a credit card as well, etc. Now, whenever this customer uses their products, then a history is created in terms of transactions. And the bank has got all the information about how the customer interacted with their financial products. Now, based on this data, it is possible for the bank to see how the customers' activities are changing and perhaps predict a major life event that might be on the anvil for the customer. Now, a major life event might be something like changing a job or getting married or getting a baby. Now, such kind of major life events change the need of the customer for the financial products that they use. And therefore, if the bank can predict this correctly, they can be the first bank to reach out to the customer with a new product that might be meaningful to the customer, right? So, for example, if somebody got a baby, then they might be interested in the 529s, right? The 529 is an educational, is for the education of children. And, people invest using 529s for their future education of kids, right? So this is about, so the idea here is, can you actually predict the need of the customer? And if you can, if that prediction is right, you can actually reach out to the customer with the right product in this case, and the customer is very likely to be interested in your product at that point, right? So you're trying to give the customer something when exactly at the point of time the customer needs it, right? So you can see how predictive analytics can be useful. Okay, now just a caveat out here, whenever we think of predictive analytics, we typically think that we are trying to predict the future behavior of the customer, which is very true, but it's also possible that some event may have happened or something may already have happened with the customer. Like in our example, maybe a life event has already happened with our customer Anne, and the bank did not know about it because the customer has not simply told the bank about it, right? But now the bank can actually look at the transaction data and maybe detects that something happened in the past. So the idea here is to just say that prediction may not only be about the future. Prediction can also be about the past, in case something happened, but you didn't know about that. But now you can detect it in that sense. Okay. Now, let's think about the application of predictive analytics into advertising. So a customer comes along and visits the website of a firm, right? And now the firm is able to track and get the data for which sections of the website the customer went to, and how long the customer was on various sections of the website, which products the customer seems interested in, how much the customer seems interested in. If you are able to put this all together and predict the chance of making a purchase of a customer, then you can use this information to actually target your ads at this particular customer. This way of targeting ads to customers is called remarketing of display ads in this case. So the idea here is that customer comes to your site, checks it out, and then leaves and starts to navigate the net and other websites. But when the customer starts doing that, the customer starts to see your ads of the products that the customer showed an interest in. And as the customer navigates to different websites, that ad kind of follows that customer, right? And the idea here is to actually keep reminding the customer that this is something that you showed a lot of interest in, and maybe so you should buy it, right? So here the prediction is about the interest of the customer. And once you can predict that the interest of the customer is high in this product, you can actually remind the customer through your ads. And maybe you will get success in selling to this customer, right? Moving on, the third type of analytics is causal analytics. And many times causal analytics is used to get the best designs of ads, the best design of your campaigns, the best design of websites, right? So typical question that might be asked is that, okay, I have a website, but as a manager, I'm constantly upgrading and changing the design of my website. And the purpose of that upgrades is to try to see if I can engage my customers more and perhaps sell more to those customers, let's say, right? So if a question is asked that did website redesign increase sales, can we run a report and see if this worked actually? So let's say that the report that you generate and you see is something like this. So in the blue, you see the number of sales with website design A, right? And the website design A was in operation until October 26th. And then after this date, the website design B was in operation, and the number of sales is seen in this red colored bars, right? So when you look at this report, you can immediately say that the sales clearly went up after October 27th. And it seems that, therefore, that the website design B was doing a very phenomenal job in engaging customers and driving more sales, right? But there is a problem with this report, right? Can you think about it? Maybe stop the video and think about this for a couple of minutes before you restart the video. Okay, so hopefully you thought about that. And hopefully you came to the right conclusion. The idea actually is that, yes, the website design B seems to be driving more sales, but what we do not know for sure is that whether it was the new website design that was responsible for driving more sales, or whether something else happened around the time that the new website was deployed. And if this something else happened which could also be responsible for driving more sales, right? In this example, actually, Oprah came out with this comment that Kindle is my new favorite thing. Of course, the product we are talking about here is Kindle. And, because she made this comment on her social media handles and she has got a large fan following, immediately people started checking out Kindle and buying more. So really the website design B looked to be great, but it might not have been that particular design. So how can we figure that out? Well, the only way to figure that out is to actually do what is called an A/B test. And the idea here is that both the websites should be kept running simultaneously. And the customers that try to visit the website, in this case it is Amazon, half of them can be sent to website A and half of them can be sent to website design B. And in that case now, once we compare in the same time slots that how the two websites did, then we are able to say more definitively that which website was actually better. And in the report that you see in the picture out here, you can see that the blue bars are actually taller than the red bars now. So therefore, you can say that actually website design A was better than website design B, whereas by looking at the earlier report, we could have been easily misled. So you can now see what the problem is. The problem really is that if I change website design A by website design B, I don't have a counterfactual for website design A. The counterfactual basically means that either we have website A in operation or website B in operation. So if website A is operating, then I don't have its counterfactual of website B, how website B would have done in the same time period, and vice versa. And that is why we do not really have a correct answer for which website design was better. So this A/B test, this basic idea of doing causal analytics through A/B test is a very powerful one. And in a nutshell, the way that it is done is that there is a treatment group and there is a control group, right? And the treatment group of customers is randomly, these are randomly chosen customers from among the customers who come to visit the website, right? Similarly, the control group of customers is also a randomly chosen set of customers who come to visit the website, right? So now I get two groups, both randomly chosen, right, from among the customers who come to visit the website, right? And the two websites designs, one of the website design is the website as it was running, and the other website design is the new website that you wanted to test. So the treatment group customers are exposed to the new website design, whereas the control group customers are exposed to the existing website design, right? Now, we look at the data for how the customers purchased when exposed to the older website or when exposed to the newer website. And the difference in the outcomes in sales for the two groups actually gives us the idea that which website design was actually better. And this technique is actually quite powerful because we are not restricted to only doing an A/B test. An A/B test means that I have a control group and then I have got a treatment group. I can also have multiple treatment groups, which means I can try out different designs of websites at the same time. So I have a control group, and then maybe I have got 3 or 4 different designs. And if I've got like a total of 5 different website designs, maybe the customers that are coming in, I will randomly allocate 20% of customers to each of these different designs, right? So this is possible, and that is why A/B testing is such a powerful way to figure out the causal reason for a particular kind of design. Okay. Finally, we will talk about prescriptive analytics, and prescriptive analytics is all about maximizing the value of your money, and it is different from the other kinds of analytics. So let us, to clarify this difference, let's take the context of an advertising campaign. So here, as we discussed before, predictive analytics can help target the right customers, right? So because you can see these customers are interested in my product, so I should show my ad to such customers. Causal analytics can help design the right ads to get the best customer response, right? So you can try out different designs of the ads, and and you can do this through A/B testing, and the best ads are then deployed in the feed, right? Descriptive analytics can be used to look at the trends of data to see that how well your ads continue to do, right? So if the ads are not working, then you might see some flags, some red flags out there, and descriptive analytics can actually help you figure that out. Prescriptive analytics now is that once you have figured out the right design of the ads, once you also know who are the right customers to target. Now you may have 3 different campaigns running, right? And you may have informed data about each of these campaigns. Now you have a certain amount of limited budget, and you want to split your budget among these different campaigns to maximize the bang for your buck, right? Maximize the returns that you can get by investing that particular budget. And this is where prescriptive analytics comes in.